Hello, folks, and welcome to the Acoustic Yard chat room. And today we're going to be talking to two wonderful singer-songwriters who are based in the west of Ireland. One is Gavin Murphy, and other is Aine O'Gorman. So let's start off with Gavin. Gavin, you've just released your 45 RPM, which is called Replay Past Memories. Am I right?
That's right, yeah. It's a bit of a play on words because 45 RPM is revs per minute for vinyl. So it's kind of an acknowledgement of my love for vinyl. I suppose back in the 80s, I loved buying vinyl 12 inches. And yeah, so that's really what it's an acknowledgement of my love for music. A lot of it from the 80s.
So this is your debut album, isn't it?
It's my debut album. It is indeed, yeah.
Before that, you were playing in a Smiths tribute band.
Still am, yeah. Nearly 25 years now we're on the go. These charming men, so that's...
Took you 25 years to get a debut album out, so...
Yeah, it's taken me a long time, absolutely. So the songs from the album are a collection of old songs and songs that were written last year. So it was all recorded here in my home studio in Sligo. So I'm very, very pleased with how it's turned out, you know.
Great. And Aine, you've just released a new single.
I have, yeah.
And before we talk about the single, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing the last few years?
Yeah, I kind of got to songwriting late enough in life. So in the last few years, I started writing songs for the first time. And before that, I was in various bands and lots of different musical collectives. But just before Christmas this year, I released my first single. And it's been brilliant ever since. This is my third single now that I've released. And yeah, it's all very exciting.
Tell us all about Desolation.
Desolation, I wrote that a few months ago, maybe about 6 months ago. But we released Weekend just at the start of lockdown. And, you know, it put everything on standstill, I suppose, music-wise. And then I had this song, Desolation, and I was going, well, this would be a really good one to release at the moment, you know, because of the nature of the song. So we were able to kind of remotely record a video with lots of drone footage and stuff like that, and we released it. So yeah, it's going great. It's going really good.
So recorded the last three tracks. Have you got a particular studio to go to?
I've recorded in two different studios. The last two tracks were recorded with Christian Best in East Cork, and the first track, Lydia, was recorded with Martin Leahy in West Cork. So yeah,
Martin, he's worked with Cormac O'Crieve.
Yeah, that's right, and a few other Leah Sotra and a few others. Yeah, he's great.
Okay. And you, Gavin, where did you record yours? At home?
It was all done at home here, yeah. I had a couple of guest musicians on the album. Robbie Malone, who plays with David Gray. David Gray is bass player, and he played with the Hot House Flowers. He played on a number of songs. He also co-produced the first single, My Regret, and actually also my eldest son, Aaron, who lives in Norway. He co-produced a couple of tracks as well. He's a really good guitar player and bass player. He features on a few songs as well, so it's great to have him on board as well, you know.
Well, that's a lot of good people. You can see John McGear, Robbie Malone, Peter Waltz, and Richard Cullen. They're the main people.
Yeah, that's right. John McGear, he co-wrote a couple of songs on the album with me, and Tony Kavanagh as well. He co-wrote 5 songs, and Richard Cullen and Peter Walsh co-wrote A Curious Thing, the song A Curious Thing with me.
Okay, so co-writing seems to be your thing then. Do you write any yourself?
I do. Well, I've written them all, as in
100%. Or do you write more? Basically, that's what I'm trying to say, you know. So
yeah, they'll always let you down. I wrote all myself, the lyrics and all the music. But generally, it's the co-writers that involved would be very much involved in the lyrical end of things. You know, the musical arrangement be more my thing. But I do write lyrics, but mainly the music and the arrangement, you know.
And Anya, you write all yours yourself, and you play the fiddle as well. Is that true?
I do. I actually, the last song, Desolation, is a co-write. I should say the first two songs are mine, and the last song is a co-write. Yeah, I play the fiddle and a few other instruments as well, mostly piano. I'm actually playing a Cormac album as well, Cormac O'Keefe's album. I did the strings on his album.
Okay, excellent. So, what's your plans, folks, for the future? Anya, what do you plan to be doing? Are you going to be doing any gigs?
That's just great time. I'd love to play a gig, but at the moment it's just not really happening, and there's not a lot going on. So yeah, I suppose we'll play it by ear. I'm writing stuff and doing bits of recording here and there. So I'm hoping to have a bit more, maybe work towards an album, which would be great. And hopefully the virus will be gone and I can have a lovely launch and there's loads of people available to come to a lodge.
Yeah, I think it'll be next year before we all start playing properly, you know. But and yourself, Gavin, anything happening with?
Yeah, well, I'm really hoping in September. Look, it's a long shot, isn't it? I have a couple of these Charming Men gigs lined up, and I'm effectively looking to support myself, so I can go out and do a live set before these Charming Men take to the stage. So we have a gig lined up in Whelan's and the Belfast, the Empire in Belfast. But look, are they going to happen? It's hard to know, isn't it? You know, I don't know how the live gigs are going to pan out come September. But I'm fingers crossed. That's my plan, to get out and play live. You know, get the
Gavin Murphy songs as well, hopefully.
Yeah, as well, exactly.
Yeah, I'm the same here at the moment with the Acoustic Yard. I normally organise a festival or some events as well, and some summer gigs, but nothing's happened since since last summer. I haven't done anything, so it's very.
And you did you release a single recently, David? Yourself?
Oh yeah. I constantly release stuff. I did one under the band name Lemonade Marinade, which was a song I wrote, and I thought, rather than just do it myself, I invited lots of people to join in because it's a lockdown thing to do. So I invited Craig and Willoughby, one of the guys from Figures Vimy, Finton Hanley, Brian McAteer, player from Belfast, and who else is on that? I'm sure I've forgotten somebody. And Nicky Scott on bass. He plays with Mary Black and Gilbert O'Sullivan, wonderful player. And just released it, and it's actually raised some money for Peter House, which was great. So, and Gavin also contributed a track for the Acoustic Yard compilation album as well. So it's also raised money.
There's a great collection of songs, actually, Dave. There's some great artists on the album. Yeah,
it's probably the best collection. You have 20 great songs. I asked 25 people and 20 people agreed. Just perfect. So there actually won't be 5 people who didn't.
Name and shame.
Name and shame. No. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
Aine, we'll get you on board for any compilation stuff we do in the future. I was releasing them for to raise funds for the festival and stuff, but nowadays I'm just releasing them for a charity. Basically, is being released for charity. So it's probably the only way, to be honest. It's just it costs too much money and time and effort to do that. So it's probably best to if you add a charity to it, it actually helps to pay for it, you know. So that's it.
Strange,
So one last thing then, folks. We really want to see where you're going to be actually this time next year. That's what we're trying to figure out. Where will you be this time next year musically, and what do you hope to be doing, Gavin?
Well, I'm working on album number 2, and I'm hoping to have it out before this time next year. And I'm really hoping to be playing live, you know, and getting the songs heard on stage. So that's really what I'm very pleased. Like, I mean, I'm very grateful that like it was yourself playing the stuff, David, which is brilliant, and that it was RTE album of the week. So if I get that next year, I'll be over the moon. I wasn't expecting any of that, so it's been great, you know, for a debut.
Yeah, well, perhaps you would be playing for us here at the Acoustic Yard. So that would be nice.
I'd love to. Absolutely.
Yeah. What's your plans?
I'm hoping to release an album. Maybe I was thinking around Easter time next year. So I've maybe 2 more singles that I was hoping to release, and then an album, and then gigs would be a beautiful thing, because I never really got going with gigs, with my own solo gigs. I had 1 gig booked, and then the virus happened. So I'm really excited about playing live. So hopefully we'll all be back to some version of normal.
Yeah,
both of you should be here. She'll be here in Westport this time next year.
Love to be there.
Here. Well, thanks very much for popping in for a chat. It's a very, very short show, really, you know, so we try to keep it as precise, and hopefully people will spend the time to listen to the whole program, you know. So thanks again to Gavin Murphy, to Aine O'Gorman, 2 wonderful singer-songwriters. And we'll be back again with another show, and check out the Acoustic Yard radio show on this Friday, 6:30 p.m. GMT. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a million. See you later.